Okay, we're now live, everyone.
Yes. Thank you, Maya, for helping us every Friday. Okay. So it's almost 9 o'clock. Hello, Lars.
Hello.
Good to see you, Lars. All right. Now it's
Hey,
nice.
Lars. Excellent. Nice to see you again.
It's Friday, it's 9 o'clock. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to ABF Online Talk, Passion for Birding. February is the month of Birdfairs. We work with WBC, the World Birdfairs Council, talking about the story of birdfairs in the world. Today, we're going to Africa. Herbert from Uganda will tell us the story of African Birding Expo. You know, when I asked Herbert to send me something, a brief introduction from me, to say about him in the beginning, and he sent me 50 pages. No, sorry, sorry. I'm just joking. It's about 15 pages, but still very long, So it's just very, very long. So my job is to keep long stories short. So here's Herbert. Herbert is the managing director of Bird Uganda Safaris, one of the Uganda's most distinguished tour guides. His company offers a variety of birding and wildlife tours of the most naturally resplendent regions of Uganda and Rwanda. He has decided to dedicate himself to building the professional tourism capacity of his home country. He is the founder of, listen, Uganda Safari Guides Association, Uganda Bird Guides Club, Uganda Cultural Guides Club, and leads the organizing committee of the Eastern African Tourism Guides Association. Wow, amazing. Well, in short, he's a great man in Uganda. He travels broadly as a guest speaker on the topics of ecotourism development, community-based skill training focused on women in tourism. That's something great. Ladies and gentlemen, the great man from Uganda, Herbert Byaruhanga. Herbert, please.
Thank you very much, Victor, for inviting me to this great platform and welcoming me here. I'm happy to meet everybody here. I've been seeing you making presentations. I'm also now to make my presentation to you. It's a great honor to be talking to people from all over the world. I see people from USA, from Asia and everywhere. That's very good. And of course, I give credit to Victor and Asian Bird Fair for starting all this. We are copying it, and we'll also start doing the same somewhere in Africa. So my presentation today is talking about African Birding Expo. It's not a long presentation, but it's just giving a story of how we started. It's a very new expo. Just started a few years ago in 2016. And we have had 4 expos. But of course, we are affected by COVID. And we couldn't move as we had expected. So it was started to bring Africa birding business community together so they can meet and discuss business relating to birding and conservation, and of course, looking at how they can, spread and work in other countries, and also to inform the whole world that Africa is now ready for bird watching. Many times, a lot of people didn't know that Africa has lots of birds, or there are birding opportunities, or there are bird guides or birding companies. So we thought about starting this expo to tell the whole world that we are ready to start doing birding tours and conservation in Africa. Also to attract the youth and women and men into bird watching and nature conservation. Because when you talk about ecotourism, you need to focus on youngsters, the people who are still young, who are able to understand. They are still tender, they can be blended into all directions so that they're able to appreciate. Also to inform African governments that birds are important and they should pay attention to them and the habitats. We thought we would start running a campaign throughout the continent and tell governments to develop policies and laws that will protect the habitats. We are using the green cover at a very fast rate. Recently I heard it was about 1% per annum, and I think it has increased because of population increase, demand is used for food. Uganda chose to use Uganda because the organizers. We are based here. I myself, the person in front of it, I am based in Uganda, and therefore I chose to do it in Uganda and learn if there is any errors, any mistakes. But of course, Uganda is a country with locally well-trained bird guides on the continent. We have a very strong network of bird guides around the country. Every birding site at least has a bird guide. People who have been here have seen. Andrew has seen. Victor has seen. It's the first country with women birders groups. We were the first to start the women birders groups, meaning that we have the capacity and we have got an infrastructure in place. But of course, Uganda is the number one Africa's birding spot, which is Bwindi Forest. It was voted by the African Bird Club members because of the diversity of birds, the high degree of rarity of some species, like the African green broadbill, Albert and Rift endemics, which can be easily seen in Bwindi. The country has a good mix of birding, wildlife, and culture. In short distances, you don't have to travel long distances to get to the birds, to find animals. You drive 100 kilometers, you find a national park. You leave a mountain, drive 50 or 100 kilometers, you're in another national park. You find gorillas, you find chimpanzees, game drives, entertainment everywhere around the country. The country where most Africa's ecotone zones meet. Is the meeting point of Africa's major ecological zones. We get West African species entering into Uganda at Semliki, just at the western border with DR Congo. We get the Sahel region entering into, they can enter into South Sudan. The biome species of Kenya enter into the eastern border. So we have quite a number of habitats in the country. We also wanted to try the Expo, test it, and then rotate it in other countries. Because if you do it at home and learn how governments behave, see how people respond, because we are not different from other countries in the tropics of Africa. So we decided to first run it in Uganda for several years and see how it grows so that we can make a very good example. So how do we do it? We organize farm trips, formalization tours. We organize these with international visitors. We invite people who come from different parts of the world. We invite those people who have got value for the money, people who have done some great job in their countries, people who have got good following, like Victor, like Andrew, like you, like all of these people here. We keep inviting one by one, so that when you come to Uganda, the people in your countries can see you. The people who are your friends, you people you deal with can see you, and later maybe become tourists coming to these countries. And also they get to know about Africa. We look for international known birders, travel writers, bloggers, tour leaders, tour operators, travel agents, conservationists, and female birders, and any other celebrities. If we find, we invite them to come and attend. We work with the government and its agencies like Uganda Tourism Board, Uganda Wildlife Authority, with other agencies in the country. We also work with the private sector associations and other community groups, because if we don't work with them, then the farm trip may not work well, but also the Expo requires them to be participating. We work with development partners like World Bank. Like the first Expo was funded by World Bank. The international people who came to participate from different parts of the world were given tickets and accommodation, which was paid for by World Bank. We work with embassies, give us support, especially foreign embassies which operate in Uganda. And we also work with United Nations Development Program, which is operating in Uganda, the area person preparations, training people like the youth, women birders, and other people. And we work with hotels and lodges, which provide some complementaries in different parts of the country. So we bring many people into it so that we are able to learn how we will roll it out to other countries, but also to make them appreciate the value of conservation, the value of birds and their habitats. We organize conferences during the Expo, conservation conferences, birdwatching conferences. Some of these experts come and give talks about what they do back home. The one last year, we had a very good presentation. Travel writing was fantastic. People teach us how they do their work at home, fine arts, how they draw things, and it works. We also make presentations on bird watching, conservation, tourism business, how they do tourism in their countries. If they are tour operators, we make sure they meet with the tour operators locally here who have come from other countries and those in Uganda, and they tell them how they do their business. And it is always interesting people to learn how business is done in other countries. And also people make presentations on culture and heritage from their countries, and we encourage our people to have open conversation and be able to learn from each other how it is done. In fact, if Victor Yu comes back to Uganda now, we shall ask him to talk about the culture of the Taiwan people and probably the Chinese. We provide exhibition. We provide exhibition for business community. They exhibit their businesses, they display their business products, tour operators, crafts which are made in Uganda, some of them made in Tanzania, in Kenya and Rwanda, and elsewhere. They come and exhibit. And of course,
We're facing a little connection problem. Okay, so we wait for a while. It'll be back to normal very soon.
I-
Hello, Herbert. Well, you know, it's way in East Africa, so anything can happen. Okay, so we wait for a while. Herbert will be back very soon. Hello, Herbert. Yeah, I've been to Uganda, and it was a great experience visiting people there, and especially, you know, I met so many female birders, female guys, and they are awesome. Believe me, you know, they are expert. They know
Thank-
birds. Oh, okay.
So we offer the exhibition to tour operators, hoteliers, tourist guides, conservation organizations come in, and they display what they do in their conservation organizations and training institutions. It's a meeting point of all interested parties in nature conservation and tourism business. Like you see here, the international buyers, some people, they come and buy the fabrics from the local women. They buy everything that's unique in the expo. And many people really do a lot of shopping. There's a lot of money exchange here. As you can see, most of these three guys, the one who's got the glasses right from South America. The others are from USA. They are all excited doing some shopping. We also conduct birding clinics. The birding clinics are conducted by local bird guides and some of the visitors who may be interested. So they take people during the expo time. We take people out and teach them on how they can do birding. And this is done specifically to attract attention of the people's interests and also to attract business community to start doing bird watching as an activity, pastime activity. And we have seen a number of people grow, a number of demand growing for these birding clinics, which I think is very good. We offer farm tours, and farm tours take people to different places. We go to areas like, for example, the shoe bill. I hope everybody, when I talk about the shoe bill, you know about it. Just in case. That is the shoe bill stock as you see it. The big hook. It is found in marsh areas of tropical Africa. In Africa, you can easily find it in Uganda, where there are higher chances, about 80%. You can find it in Zambia, South Sudan, which has a lot of infrastructure challenges, and some bit of Kenya.
Oops. Okay, Herbert, you're mute.
Sorry about that.
Okay, right.
Sorry about that. Just went off. And the farm trips where they give people experiences of the country. They find it, very interesting. They take photographs everywhere you go, there's a lot of excitement of the people, and that's what makes it very, very, very interesting. We create international frames like this trip in particular. Here we had people from Kenya, from I think Rwanda, from other places, and you know, some of them, most of them have remained in touch, and which is very, very good. The number, of course, you can see the number has been increasing. The participation has definitely increased, and women mothers are becoming more and more in these expos of Africa. The women mothers are becoming more professional in doing our tours. They are taken out to do a lot of practice. And recently, this photo was taken in 2020, in December, 2021, last year, in 2021. And one of the binocular companies made the donation of 10 binoculars, and this lady just received them on that day. We also offer memory experiences as you're driving on the road. I hope, Victor, you remember this photograph. You find a lot of wildlife activities and very interesting. And you can see such a photo, you can never forget it. It's not only about birds, but about everything that is interesting on the African continent. We make sure all our people who come for this birding expo are exposed to wildlife so that they're able to go back and tell the people wherever they come from. And the indications show that people are becoming interested and the numbers are increasing. That's the hippopotamus. We have got lots of those schools of hippopotamus in our lakes, and on a lucky day you can find a hippo opening its mouth. It can open it up to 180 degrees. We take people to see, of course, wildlife. You are there, but it was taken in $6 million. The end of events in tropics of Africa, most of the countries have now registered it as an annual event, and that's very, very good for us. It's a success. It is now, if it wasn't COVID, probably would have gone to another country.
Oops. We talk about the shoe bills, you know, it looks pretty mysterious.
Did you see it when you were there?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because you know
The shoe bill?
right, we saw it twice. You know, the first time, you know, we almost missed it. Then we saw it way far, very far and small. So we asked Herbert that, no, Herbert, that's not enough. You know, we want something closer, you know. Must be with our smartphone. And then when we come back in the tour, so we went there again. And this time we had a very good look, and we saw 2 birds.
Oh, nice.
And we even saw, you know, when they're flying. It's very good. And I took some good photos. So very good.
I've heard they can be dangerous.
No. They are nice birds. They are very, you know, quiet, but they stay away from people. But actually, you know, the marsh there is a nice place, you know, and they know where to hide. But
Sure.
But local people know where to find them. It's still very good. We have a very good opportunity to see them in Uganda.
Great.
Okay, Herbert's back.
And
Right.
so about the signals, there's a lot of rain happening around the country and the signals may be affected. Sorry about that. We have registered interest from countries of Africa like Rwanda, Kenya, Ethiopia. They are very much interested in hosting this expo. I've already had conversations with Rwanda. Probably in the next 1 or 2 years, we may start rotating it to other countries. We are proud to be members of the World Birdfairs Council as one of the Africa events. I mean, global events of the bird fairs. We have also recognition from the government. As I said earlier, we are supported by the government of Uganda, World Bank, UNDP, and I hope next Expo we might get more support from the GIZ and Trademark East Africa and other funders who are ready to support this Expo. We're growing stronger. We had 100 participants in 2016 with 40 exhibitors. Participants with 35 exhibitors. In 2019, we increased those and the participants grew. Then 2021, there was a drop of the and 30 exhibitors. So it has been growing, and if it wasn't COVID, it would be maybe double, strike the number. These people come from United States, UK, Australia, Taiwan, Malaysia, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, and other countries. Of course, not forgetting South America. And what do we plan to do going forward? We plan to rotate this expo around Africa. Like I've said, we plan to increase more numbers of birders around the continent because we think if we increase more numbers of birders on the continent, we'll be able to do business very well and we'll become a source market for birders as well. Because 20 years ago, I think there could be maybe other than South Africa, there were very, very, very few birders on the continent. But the number is increasing. And one of the objectives of this expo is to increase the number of birders on the continent. We need to attract more birders from outside Africa. There's a growing number of birders in Asia, Asian countries, Australia, South America, and of course, Europe and US. There are quite a number of young birders groups in America, and we'll have to partner with them and make them come and experience Africa at a young stage so that they're able to stay connected to Africa. We need to increase the number of exhibitors from African continent because they need to display what they offer as African-made products and services. We need to include more conservation activities. Most of the farm trips going forward, probably in 2022, we'll try to extend more into cultural conservation activities, cultural heritage conservation activities, and we think this will give more appreciation and understanding of habitat conservation. If you look at these two maps, Uganda is located in the tropics, where you see much of the green is where we intend to concentrate because of the species diversity. There are lots of birds in the
Oops. But later we will ask Herbert to tell us more about the shoebill. You know, it's really great there. And besides shoebill, actually, you know, mountain gorilla and chimpanzee are most two stars in the wild to see them. They're amazing.
Yes.
Okay, Herbert is
I want to
coming
see
back.
those. I've seen chimpanzees in Kenya, but mountain gorillas is a target.
Oh, that's something really
Must be
great.
beautiful. Must be beautiful.
So as you can see, the green belt of Africa, that is the tropics, and that's where Uganda is located. If you look at the next map of Uganda, Uganda is generally all green, although in some parts of the months in the northern part of the country it dries up. We have some arid desert conditions there, but and the temperatures are quite high, up to sometimes up to 40 degrees Celsius. But as you go south, go into the central part of it and the southwestern part of the country, it gets cooler and cooler because there are in that part of the country. So it's not only about birds, but we also have more wildlife species that you can encounter when you come to Uganda. That's Jackson three-horned chameleon found on the high elevations of the western axis, the Bwindi, and some of them in eastern part of the country. Thank you very much. My presentation is as short as that. Sorry about the interruptions of the signals because of the rains in the tropics. I hope you all heard me. Now it's time for questions. You have more time to have a conversation with me. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Herbert, before you start sharing, because people have high interest about shoebill, could you tell us more about shoebill?
Okay.
Back.
Okay, there we go. So,
Okay.
the shoebill is one of the most sought after birds on the continent. One of the most wanted birds by the bird watchers. It's the top bird that must be seen when people come to Africa, especially the tropics. It is found, like I said, in wetlands, marsh areas. There are high chances of finding it in Uganda, South Sudan, but because of the infrastructure challenges there, it still has some, you can't find it. But we see it along the River Nile and other wetland areas. It has been seen for a few times in Rwanda, and sometimes a few records in Kenya and Tanzania, but not very much. Then further south in Zambia. In Uganda, we have it in quite a number of areas like Mabamba wetland and Makanaga and many swamps where you can find them. The population has been decreasing, and we have, the number is not very clear, but the recent number I had about 8 to 10 years ago was about 1,500. Maybe it has increased or reduced. I remember about 15 years ago or 20 years ago, we arrested people who were hunting shoebills through the communities, and they were buying them. I don't know where them, take them as pets. About 5 years ago, the community in Bwindi, in Mabam, someone who had put a trap in the swamp to arrest the shoebills near the nest. The shoebills lay 2 to 4 eggs in rare cases, but many times it is only one chick that survives. It may take about 1 to 2 years to be able to also start preparing for reproduction. Its status is, of course, it's endangered because of the numbers and the cultural challenges, the people's cultural challenges. People think that if they see a bird, a shoebill, it's a bad omen. The fishermen cannot go fishing if they meet it. So this means that if they find it somewhere, they will kill it, or they will hunt it because they think it's a bad omen. The banning of wetlands is also a challenge because some people ban wetlands where it breeds from when they are hunting for antelopes like Sitatunga. The people in some of these wetlands where we find these shoebills are now aware because we've been training them. We've been teaching them about the benefits of the shoebill, and now they guard the swamps themselves. So they cannot allow you to come into that swamp with a trap or anything. They'll just arrest you. Okay, go ahead with more questions.
Okay, thank you, Herbert. So Herbert, you may stop sharing your PowerPoint now. Okay, let's meet people. Yeah. Herbert, would you please stop sharing your PowerPoint? All right, if you have any questions, just show me your hand. Yes, Scott.
Herbert, thank you very much for a very interesting presentation. I noticed on your map, Uganda has a lot of water. I mean, the Lake Victoria and 2 other lakes. I know you said the forests have a very good bird watching. How about the water areas?
Yes, the water areas are very good for bird watching. Of course, we have got quite a number of lakes and rivers. We have Lake Victoria, Lake Choga, Lake Edward, Lake George, quite a number of lakes. But because of the tropics, having lots of forests, we tend to get more exciting birds that are not found in other places. That's why I did not talk much about the lakes but Uganda is the migration route of the birds from the Palearctic zones, and those are the common birds in Europe and elsewhere. So we try to concentrate on the tropics because we know wherever you come from, you'll be excited to find new birds that are in the tropics. Otherwise, we have lots of them.
But the more endemic special birds would tend to be more in the forests and those other areas.
I didn't say that.
But you're saying, yeah, the more endemic, the special birds that you want to find more often, you'd find those in the forests and mountains and those types of places. Okay, thank you.
Yes, there are many endemic birds, like the Albert and Rift region. Albert and Rift region has about 34 endemics, and of these, maybe 24 are found in Uganda. So that Albert and Rift is one of the richest biodiversity regions in the African continent and probably in the whole world. And a lot of people would want to come to those regions and see the birds there. So we tend to concentrate on what we can find there. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Herbert. And Paul, I saw your hand. Is it you want to ask a question or Lars want to ask a question?
No, we don't have any questions.
Okay. All right, Francisco.
I noticed in the pictures at the beginning you had giraffes. This means you have savannas, and the other question is you can see the big 5. You can see lions as well in Uganda.
Yes, we have the big 5. That's a common thing in Africa now. We have the big 5. We have the lions, leopards. We have quite a number of animals in our parks. Machel Falls National Park has got hundreds and thousands of wildlife. Kidepo Valley National Park in the northeast has big herds of buffaloes and elephants. You can find 2,000 buffaloes in one herd in the Kidepo Valley National Park. It's one of the top 10 national parks in Africa. And we have got 10 national parks, and I think about 5 of these are all open savanna.
How big is Uganda?
Uganda is 235, almost the size of UK and Oregon State, with a population of about 45 million people.
Okay. A lot of space for animals.
A lot of space for animals.
Nice.
Good temperatures. We are on the equator. It's just next to the Rwenzori Mountains. We have got snow. We usually say that on the equator, we have snow where you imagine where it's supposed to be hot, but because of high elevation of Mount Rwenzori, which is at 5,010 kilometers above sea level, 5,010 meters above sea level, we have snow. We get lots of amounts of rains in the western part of the country. So that's why it is always green.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's not, but it's green. Excellent. Okay. Richard, do you have a question? Richard. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Yes, Richard, are you going to ask a question or?
No.
Okay. Because I see your pen, posing like that. Okay. Yes, Paul. Yes, please. Paul Scheffner, please.
Yeah. I was just wondering, Herbert, if you could talk a little bit about the Kidepo Valley up in northern Uganda, which is quite a bit more arid, with a lot of sort of maybe some of the Somali biome. And I was curious, maybe when you bird up there, what are some of the target species that you find in that biome?
Yes, if you get to Kidepo, it's quite dry most of the year, but it gets rain. Actually, it gets rains from the months of April, June, July, August. They have a very heavy rainfall season there, but it dries up in October up to March. It has got the species of the Southern Sudan biome, but also Somalia and Sahel, they get into this region. And when you get there, the birds are different from the ones we get in the south and west. We have ostriches in this region. We have quite a number of babbits, quite a number of bastards that are not found in the south, tinkerbirds, sand grouse, quite a number of about 3 species of the sand grouse. They are found in this area. Cheetahs for animals. We get recently, when I was there with my colleagues about the beginning of 2001, we found there a new species for Uganda, the Mongala gazelle, which is found in South Sudan. It was the first record seen there. So it's quite an interesting park. But if you go there in the right time of the year, you may find, my first time when I went there, I got 30 new species. And I had spent there only 3 days after birding the whole country for 20 years. So it's quite a very, very rich park with birds which are not found in the West. In fact, if you go to Kidepo, if you do Uganda and do West and Kidepo, you might not want to do other parts of East Africa.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Paul. And Estela from Taiwan wants to know what's the best season to visit Uganda?
The best season to visit Uganda is all year, except for my clients. I tell them not to go in April and October because of heavy rains, because heavy rains sometimes disrupt budding activities and create floods here and there, slippery roads. But because of changes in weather pattern these days, and we see rains coming in dry seasons, so throughout the year we're doing bird watching. We can see gorillas, and we can do everything. We don't have extreme weathers like you hear people say it is extremely hot or extremely cold. We don't have that. We're just on the equator. We have got wet and dry seasons.
Okay, thank you. All right, are there more questions? Or let's take a group photo first. Okay. Right, guys, behind the camera, please open your camera. Richard, Andrew, Mark, okay. Takehara-san. Hello, Takehara-san from Okinawa. Takehara. Okay, he's coming. Okay, thank you, sir. Right, please look at the camera. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go on to the discussion. Herbert, yeah, okay, Francisco.
Just a quick question. How bad can the mosquitoes be when you go to see the shoebill?
Oh, good question.
What a nice question. Yes, there are mosquitoes all over the world, and we get mosquitoes here. Yes, they are there. But of course, people have got mosquito repellents, but it's not every day. It's not every day. It depends when the temperatures are a bit warmish, a little higher, you get more mosquitoes. But they only become dangerous if they are carrying malaria. But there's been a very big program of the government to reduce malaria by distributing mosquito nets. They have given out more than 1 million mosquito nets, and cases of malaria have reduced drastically. And I think in the near future, we may not have cases of malaria. I've not had malaria for the last, I think, 8 or 10 years.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So is it safe traveling in Uganda?
Traveling in Uganda is quite very safe. In fact, in Uganda, where people come from one border to another border, safety is like any other country. Of course, when you go to crowded areas, you don't know who's there. But generally, it's very peaceful. People go at any time of the night. And in fact, now that they have opened the economy, they are working throughout the night. They work in shifts. Many places, roads have been improved greatly. We have got quite a number of tarmac roads. It's now much easier to drive from one border to another border in 1 or 2 days. It's very safe.
Okay, thank you, Herbert. So we're going to finish our talk today. And if you still have questions, please leave it on our Facebook. And we'll ask Herbert to answer all the questions as possible. Okay, so thank you, Herbert, for the great presentation. And then we can't wait to go to Uganda. We want to visit there. We want to see the shoebills. We want to see the chimps. We want to see the gorillas. You know, it's a wonderful country and it's safe. I've been there and I know very well. It's a safe traveling country. No problem. Thank you, Herbert, again for the great presentation. Thank you. And next week, we're going to Cambodia. Johnny Ong will talk about the Cambodian Bird Fair. They've organized the first Cambodian Bird Fair, and they want to do AB in 2020, but because of the pandemic, they've canceled it. So we hope they can share their experience with us, and they do more about the bird fairs. So we look forward to listening to Johnny next week, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you very much, and have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Herbert.
Thank you, Herbert.
Thank you, Herbert.